What's up, guys and gals? Troy, TXRC Productions, 3DR Solo Owners Group, ATX Drone Space. More importantly, multi-rotor and drone tips, tricks, reviews, and unboxings. Which, a couple of weeks ago before CES, we had this bad boy come in. Thanks to Brian Paddock, Tech Brian, and all the crew over at MultiRotorMania. This is the 180, their new frame. It is a awesome little beast, man. This thing is just slick. The carbon fiber used by MultiRotorMania is top notch. I've seen other carbon fiber plates, which there's some great other carbon fiber out there, but nothing has ever, for me, compared to whatever it is or wherever it is that they get this carbon fiber. I mean, it is just legit. Very, very, very high quality. It is the same carbon fiber used in their MRM 250 and the little bastard by Plastic Spider Designs that MRM or MultiRotorMania is actually doing the distribution and I believe the manufacturing on. So all those copters use the same high quality, high end carbon fiber. In this case in particular too, it has already been polished and smoothed so the edges won't delaminate as easily when taking a huge hit. But this is a beefy, I mean look at it, it is a beefy frame. So thank you. I'm sorry again that I did not get this thing ready in time, but you know you're going to see some great video coming from this real soon. I have had this thing in the air, and I just have to say, my first time using the Zeus ESCs from MultiRotorMania and the Titan 2204 V2 2300 kV motors, I am impressed. I have said before that Emax was my choice of motor because of its value and consistency for me as far as I've never really had any major issues with them. Even testing those new 2205s, which are some power-hungry beasts, these are my new favorite. And there's a couple of great reasons for it. First, Zeus 20 amp ESC, small form factor, Sci Labs, BL Heli, one shot, all that. It's what you want to go with. 2300 V2 2204 Titan motor. In this setup, you're going to find first, just a note, a ton of screw choices. They give you 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's like 12 screws, maybe more, 16, something like that. I can't count right now. Long motor leads. Both of those are really big as far as setup, as far as getting these motors on different frames and in different components put together. You want your ESCs on board? Plenty of wire to get them there. You want to clip them short and put them on the arms like I do just because that's where I like them? Plenty of wire to clip off and get them there. And keep the extra wire. You never know when you need some really good silicone 22 gauge? Yeah, 20 gauge wire. That being said, the leads are secure on the base of the motor. There's some other ones, like the Emax, that sometimes are not perfectly secure, which is not a huge problem, but I prefer mine secure and nice and solid. While we got it on the bottom, look at that 5mm prop adapter. Checking it out. What does a 5mm shaft mean? Well, the 5mm shaft means that it's obviously going to withstand harder impact. It's going to be more heavy duty for any crashes or any issues that you might have. This one in particular is a hollow shaft, which is a great thing. There's another motor that I've done a review on recently, the F40T motors. They actually had a solid 5mm shaft. Those were non-production, and I've heard from DIY quadcopters, Dan, that they are actually going also with a hollow shaft for production. And the reason is saving the weight, less power needed to spin the motor, so less stress on the motor, the bearings. And speaking of bearings, because of a 5mm shaft, means that you have a larger oversized bearing that can withstand higher RPMs, less heat during those RPMs, and less likely to break down over time. So great things that were included in deciding what form factor and what design features of the MultiRotorMania Titan motor. It's got great airflow. Lower and upper airflow is not going to be a problem with all the spots available for getting air in. Smooth, spins smooth and silky just like any motor should. And just overall fit and finish. It just feels like a real solid setup. Last little feature, prop nuts. Not everybody likes standard prop nuts. Don't have to use them. But even if you do, switch to a lock nut or keep the standard prop nut. It has a locking feature on the top of the motor design for the prop. You put the prop on, put the washer on top, use your prop nut or lock nut, whatever one, tighten it down nice and firm, and it's going to grip the bottom of the prop much better than a smooth base like a lot of the other motor designs. So just another great feature there. The MT2205s from V2s from Emax, they have a very similar system as far as trying to keep the prop locked in place. So definitely a feature that a lot of motor companies are going to go to, but MultiRotorMania has it locked down already. These really are going to be my new motor of choice. No more with the Emax. These are at a great price point, and as far as I've already used them, they're just performing very, very well. I'll get you more info on them as I use them more on more builds, and as we get the MRM 180 obviously up in the air, you're going to see great video coming from it. So really appreciate it again to Brian and the team at MultiRotorMania. Thank you for helping support here in Austin, Texas. And just appreciate you guys having the faith in me and getting this stuff up and running and getting you some more videos put out. So fly safe, fly smart, fly MultiRotorMania, guys. Fly for fun.